Y'all, I'm so irritated. It's like, so when I was at work, I told myself, like, okay, I'm tired of you doing everything that you're doing passively. Like, you're passively a dog mom. You're passively a master's student. You're passively a teacher. You're passively pursuing your certification in teaching. And I told myself, you need to be more directly with it, like more like studying, doing your homework more effectively and full out, not being lazy about taking the dogs out, like just being more intentional. And I am so tired. Like, I've been productive since, I've been like super duper OD productive since like, I'm gonna say 1 o'clock p.m. Honestly, probably before then, because I was already at work. But at 1 o'clock when I was at work, I literally was like, all right, Moran, you're gonna have to like bunker down and really just start getting stuff done. And I did my homework that's due tomorrow ahead of time. It's not all the way done, but it's pretty much done. I just gotta record the video. And then if my homeboy will hurry up and text me back, I have 2 assignments due tomorrow that are video presentations, and I need somebody for a mock interview. So I asked my friend, but I don't know where he's at. So yeah, I'm tired. Like, I'm so tired, and I'm not done. Like, because I still have to lesson prep. I haven't had a break from finishing up school to finishing up work to getting home. I've had no break, and I'm really just like, this is why I was doing everything passively, because I'm so tired. It's 9 o'clock. I want to be in bed no later than 11, but I have stuff to do. And realistically, waking up at 5 a.m. and going to bed at 11 p.m. is like, I need more sleep than that. I literally am just sitting here right now. Like, you know when you have a lot to do, but you just are like getting to a point. I'm getting to a point. And it's only Tuesday. We gotta make it to Friday. At least I'm chosen. Y'all. And they immediately were just like jumping and smiling. They just wanted some loving from mama. Make me feel so good. I love you guys. Hi, Belly. Hi, Bill. Hi, Baxter. Baxter, Baxter. Baxter, 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 Baxter. I don't know how I ended up with a song for both of them. Belly, 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 Belly. I've been singing that to him since he was a pup. Belly, Belly, Belly. My baby, just my big baby. My big, big, big baby. Hi, Papa. Hi, Papa. When Bel-Air gets enough, he'll knock the cage down. Okay, y'all, so I woke up late. I'm tired. Here we go. Baby, come on. Night-night, babies, come on. Night-night, come on. Baxter, cold. Baxter, come on, baby. Go, baby. bacon. And then this pot is some water so that I can make my coffee. I have my French toast sticks. I just microwave them for like a minute. So this is my French press. I just put the coffee in there. Once the water starts singing, I just pour it in water to like here-ish. And I let it sit so that it can brew or whatever. And I push it down. And I pour it into my coffee cup. I basically have 4 minutes to brush my teeth, wash my face, wash up, put my clothes on, and get out of here. I have my breakfast and my lunch packed. My bags are ready. What's up, guys? So, what time is it? It is 6:26. I just got home, and I've been sitting in the car for like 20 minutes just crying. It's not funny. I just feel really overwhelmed, y'all. Like, I feel super duper overwhelmed. I'm supposed to be online in this course right now from 6 to 8. And it's like, I feel really overwhelmed. I tried to pray. I don't even know what to say. I feel Holy Spirit, so that's good. But I do feel really overwhelmed too. It's weird because I feel God's comfort. Within the emotion, I do feel his comfort. But it's like, that comfort doesn't stop the fact that I have to get things done. Like, I record moments like this, not for sympathy or attention or, oh, she wants somebody to look at her. No, it's nothing like that. It's more so, I want people to understand that, like, it's not just shits and giggles. I'm not just this bubbly, super happy person all the time. Nothing's easy for me. Like, it's not easy for me. You know what I mean? I had a friend make a comment to me about just like my privileges, if you will, and it just kind of bothered me or rubbed me the wrong way, because it was just like, do you think that life is hard for you and easy for me? I've never sat and thought to myself like, I'm so glad I have it easier than her, you know what I mean? Or, oh, I'm doing better than her, or anything. I've always thought of it as, she's gonna be all right because I've been able to be all right and I know where I started. You know, so for her to make those comments, it was just like, oh, you think life is easy for me? Oh, you think this is a cakewalk? Oh, you think I don't have anything that I'm going through? I just can't vent to you about everything that I'm going through because you got a lot going on your damn self. So normally when this happens, I either go home and do nothing at all, or I don't go to sleep. And I'll like get stuff done until like 2, 3, 4 a.m. And right now I'm leaning towards to get things done between 2, 3, 4 a.m. because I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed and there's no way through it besides through it. So I'll let y'all know what I end up doing, but I'm just trying my best at this point. mock interview so I can do my homework assignment. Man, I need my glasses on. I can't see for crap, and my face is so dry. She said, can I eat during this? I know. So I'm here studying for my assessment. I was originally in the main room where there was like probably 30 people, give or take. And there was just like a corner of the room of like, I'm gonna say 8 to 10 people. It's probably more than 30 people in there, but there was one table in the back of the room and they were just talking. And like people that were studying kept kind of like going like that. And eventually I was like, let me just get up because they're just distracting me. So I moved to this room. Then I was sitting at a table over there, and it's like the table and then a little space, another table, a little space, another table. It's a food court. Well, I was the only one in there except for the construction people. This lady and her friend came to have lunch. They sit right next to me. So I'm like, okay. At first, one lady went to go warm up her food. The other one was just sitting down where I was. And in my brain, I'm like, I hope they don't sit down and start talking. So they sit down and immediately start talking. I got up and I moved over to where I am now. So I'm just praying that nobody comes over here messing with me, because I'm just trying to get through at least 2 modules, and I'm only on page 3 out of 6, and I've been here for almost an hour. So not sure why it's taking me so long to get through a module, but I have been taking notes. So hopefully I won't have to go back through and study them again, because I actually took notes this time. So maybe I'll pass the quiz on the first try. That's the hope for it, because I gotta pass through like 16 quizzes to unlock the practice test. So, and I have to pass a practice test in order for them to approve me to take my exam. I can't take my exam without passing the practice test, which isn't a bad thing, but yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now, and yeah. That I'm about to take, so I'm going to read the questions out loud so that I can try to do good on it. A 3rd grade student who is a struggling reader has shown some improvements in reading fluency, but is still struggling to decode multisyllabic words. The student has an IEP that requires test questions but not reading passages as a whole to be read aloud. How can the student's teacher best support their reading development? So the IEP requires that the test questions be read aloud but not the reading passages. By continuing with the current plan, because the student's reading fluency is improving overall, by requesting that the IEP is changed to require reading words and phrases aloud at the student's request. I kind of feel like B. By requesting that the IEP is changed to include reading entire passages aloud, by providing specific instruction or structural analysis. Ooh, I'm gonna guess B. I continue with the current plan because the student's reading fluency is improving overall. Yes, the kid is improving, but it's not where the kid needs to be yet. Because you should be able to decode multisyllabic words by 3rd grade. By requesting that the IEP is changed requires, no, maybe that isn't the best one, because then the kid's never gonna learn how to read. Yeah, maybe by providing specific instruction on structural analysis will help so that the kid can decode. Oh my gosh, I hate these quizzes so bad. I was right. I got it right. Okay. All right, that's 1 out of 10. Let's keep going. A kindergarten teacher is assessing students' early phonics skills. Okay, this is kindergarten. Which of the following assessment tools would be most appropriate to determine if students can recognize and produce basic letter sounds? I need to read that again. A kindergarten teacher is assessing students' early phonics skills. Okay, phonics skills. Let's go to my definition of phonics real quick. Phonics, associating sounds with letters and recognizing letter patterns. Okay, so it's just sound. Which of the following assessment tools would be most appropriate to determine if students can recognize and produce basic letter sounds? Recognize and produce. So it low-key put phonics definition in the question. Words, list of high-frequency sight words read aloud? No, because that doesn't give us anything with letters. That's just words. Written responses to prompts requiring the use of basic vocabulary words? We're talking about kindergarten, so written responses, no. C, phonics inventory that requires students to match letters with their corresponding sounds? Okay. Or D, oral retelling of a simple story to assess comprehension. This isn't a comprehension question. We're gonna go with C. Oh, another one. All right, number 3. A 3rd grade class is learning about nonfiction organizational structures. Nonfiction organizational structures. They have read various nonfiction articles that use chronological, compare and contrast, and sequential order, discussed relevant transition words, and analyzed how the organizational structure contributes to reading comprehension. After the students have practiced in various ways and received feedback, the teacher believes the class has a strong grasp of these structures and their importance. The teacher then asks students to write a 2-paragraph essay that uses one organizational style they have studied. This is an example of we're looking at what kind of assessment this is. So let's go to my little assessment paper. It's not C. C says diagnostic, and we're not trying to diagnose them with anything, so it's not C. Summative assessment is, when did they say they're taking this? Because summative is at the end of the instruction. The teacher then asks students to write 2-paragraph. After the students have practiced in various ways and received feedback, the teacher believes the class has a strong grasp of these structures and their importance. So it could technically be summative. Entry-level assessment, no, because entry-level is at the beginning. So it's not C and it's not B. Summative assessment or formative assessment. Administered during instruction to track progress toward learning. I think it's formative. Oh, it was summative. Ooh, okay, let's read it. Ooh, you can only get 3 wrong, and that was the first one I got wrong on my number 4. Lord have mercy. Okay, so summative assessment. Summative assessments happen at the end of the, but it didn't specifically say it was the end of the unit. That's what threw me off. It just said the teacher believes the class has a strong enough grasp, but you could technically believe that the class has a strong enough grasp in the middle of the unit, so I really don't feel like the wording was fair. Summative assessments happen at the end of a unit as a way to decide whether or not a student has mastered the learning objective. This assessment is being used as a summative assessment because it is the culmination of the unit of study, but it didn't specifically say that, so how was I supposed to know? That's not fair. Formative assessments are used throughout a unit to understand current skill levels and adjust instruction. This assessment was, okay, you know what, actually I see why I got it wrong, because it said in here, let me see, where is it? After the students have practiced in various ways and received feedback. So technically, since they had already received feedback, I should have known that they had already taken a formative assessment. So, okay, fair enough. Number 4, a teacher is creating an end of unit test for an elementary classroom. Okay, so it's a summative assessment because it's the end of the unit. The teacher must ensure that the test questions, A, are aligned with the instructional objectives. Yes. B, allow students to apply the content to new material. No, we don't want to put new material on a test. C, are all different from the previous year's test. That's irrelevant. And D, requires various levels of thinking. I'm going to go with A, are aligned with the instructional objectives. That was correct. That's the only one that made sense to me. Next one, a 3rd grade. Oh, she's talking to me. Number 5. A third grade teacher incorporates fluency practice throughout the school year. Fluency. Okay. Just before the end of the first semester, he uses the district-provided fluency assessments to assess each student's reading fluency and compare the results of the fluency assessment scores from beginning of the school year. This assessment is an example of, it's not entry-level, it's not informal. I'm gonna go with summative assessment. Oh, if I get this wrong, I'm gonna be pissed off, because that would be the second summative assessment question that I messed up. It says ongoing curriculum-based assessment. I didn't even hear that. What the hell? I got it wrong. Okay, another summative assessment question being wrong is not okay. So it says ongoing curriculum-based assessment. An ongoing curriculum-based assessment is used to evaluate how the students are progressing in order to adjust instruction as necessary. The teacher will use the results of these fluency assessments to guide further fluency instruction in the classroom. But didn't it say that we're at the end of the year? Oh, just before the end of the first semester. Damn. So I should have did a little more thinking on that. Okay, that's 2 wrong. I can only get 1 more wrong before the test is up. Which of the following is a characteristic of a congruent assessment? Okay, a congruent assessment is an assessment that aligns with the standards. Which of the following is a characteristic of a congruent assessment? A, absence of bias. All tests should have absence of bias. So what the frick? B, covers only content and information explicitly and directly taught in class. C, clear alignment with learning objectives and content covered in class. I feel like that's the answer. D, standardized format similar to the style of a state mandated test. I think it's C, clear alignment with learning objectives and content covered in class. Because a congruent assessment is supposed to be congruent with the standards. That was the answer. Okay. Number 7. A student reads a leveled passage with 93% accuracy but struggles to answer inferential comprehension questions without support. How could the teacher classify the student's reading level? I'm gonna go with instructional because it said a student reads a leveled passage with 93% accuracy, and I think to be at independent level it has to be 95% accuracy. And then advanced, I've never heard of advanced as a reading level. I've only heard of frustrational, independent, and instructional, and frustrational level would be way lower than 93%. Ooh, I got it. Look, it says instructional. A 90 to 94% accuracy determination coupled with teacher support for comprehension is reading at the instructional level. Yay, we're on number 8. A second grade teacher, that's me, wants to evaluate students' ability to recognize and decode common word patterns, CVC and CVCE. Okay, so let me read that again. A second grade teacher wants to evaluate students' ability to recognize and decode common word patterns. Which of the following assessment methods would be most effective for this purpose? What are they trying to do? Wants to evaluate, okay, so we're evaluating, so we're testing students' ability to recognize and decode. So they need to recognize and decode common word patterns. They need to be able to recognize the pattern and decode the pattern. Okay. Which of the following assessment methods would be most effective for this purpose? A, word pattern survey where students read aloud words with various common patterns. B, sight word recognition test using a list of high frequency words. I don't think that one, because high frequency words and sight words, sometimes you can't decode them with the CVC or the CVCE pattern. C, oral retelling of a story that includes words with common patterns. Oral retelling is comprehension, so no to B, no to C. D, SWIDO assessment. SWIDO, is it SWIDO or SWIDO? SWIDO assessment to evaluate general phonics knowledge. Ooh, it's A or D. Word pattern survey where students read aloud words with various common patterns. Let me see, what does it say on here? I'm gonna go with A, word patterns. Yes. Okay, good. Number 9, y'all, we got 2 more questions. I can only get 1 more wrong, so we're in a good spot. A teacher administers a reading assessment and determines that a student is reading with 96% accuracy, so that's independent level, and demonstrating strong comprehension. Okay, so they understand it and they can read it. What is the most appropriate way to use this information? How would I use this information? To try to figure out what I'm gonna give them next. Schedule daily guided reading sessions using the same text? No. If you're using the same text, that's for someone who doesn't have fluency and needs to practice their reading. And they just said that this student is at a 96% accuracy, so I don't think it's that one. Schedule daily reading, you're using the same text? No. Recommend the text for independent reading and assign related extension tasks? Now that might be good. C, place the student in a peer group focused on intervention? No, this kid doesn't need any intervention. D, limit the student's exposure to higher level text to avoid frustration? No, they're not showing any signs of being frustrated. Yeah, the answer was B, recommend the text for independent reading and assign blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're on number 10. If I get it wrong, I'll still pass the quiz, but I want to get it right. Ooh, I know this stuff. This is stuff that I know. Okay, let me read it. A first grade teacher periodically administers phonics assessments to help gauge students' progress in decoding skills. The following table shows one student's performance on a phonics assessment midway through the school year and again 2 months later. So they read ship as sip, then they got ship at the end of the year. They read clock as clock, or they spelled clock as clock without the C. By the 2 months later, they got the clock. Stars with the ER, then they got the AR, plates without the E, then they got the E. The student performance on the second administration of the phonics assessment indicates that the student has progressed in which of the following phonics elements? Well, I mean, all of them. Before they didn't get the SH. They know their vowel teams. No, it's not vowel teams, because SH, none of those are vowels. Initial and final consonant? No. Consonant digraphs. I'm gonna guess consonant digraphs, because initial and final consonants, I don't even know what that means. Damn, I got it wrong. It was consonant digraphs. While the student does spell ship correctly, the focus of the progress is broader and includes final consonants, not just digraphs. I don't know what the initial and final consonants means. The students, because AR is a consonant sound, not a vowel sound. That's what just threw me off. The student's improvement in correctly spelling words like ship, clock, and star suggests progress in recognizing and spelling both initial and final consonants. Okay, I see what it's saying. Because when you're teaching grammar and stuff, you have to remember that the sounds is what determines if it's a vowel sound or a consonant sound. So just because the letter is AR, that's what made me think it was a vowel sound, but it's not a vowel sound because AR is or R, star, R. So it's saying R's name or it's gonna say but it's not going to say or A, you know what I'm saying? That just threw me. But I passed that one, so I just have 15. It says 1 out of 15 concepts completed, which means I need 14 more. And that only took me 1 hour and 2 hours. That took me 2 hours. Like, am I happy or sad? I don't know. But I'm proud. I don't know if I'm happy or sad, but I'm proud. I'm gonna go check the main room and see what everyone's doing. And see y'all in a moment. Like sitting here kind of sort of thinking, and I was like, what am I gonna how am I gonna get this done? Because I cannot lie to you guys, I'm the type of person who gets super motivated and then loses all motivation. Then I get super motivated and then I lose all motivation. So I'm just trying to figure out how am I gonna keep this up, like getting stuff done. And I think my best bet is going to be every time I sit down, I need to do 2 modules. And I was like, damn, that's a lot, because it just took me 2 hours to get through 1 module. But what if I do a module that I suck at and a module I'm good at? Why did I do it like this? A module that I suck at and a module I'm good at, so that I can do, one should be easier or faster, and then the other one should take longer. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe a good method. I'm low-key trying not to steal these people's stuff. I think this is the stuff that I got from them. And later on today, or not later on today, when I go to the other room, I'm going to start on literacy concepts and go from there. But I do want to check in and see if the group is even here, because normally when they give us a day that's like 8 to 4, I believe they normally let us go around noon. So I'm just gonna go check and see if people are even still here or not. What's up, guys? I didn't know there was a Voodoo Donut in Houston. I remember when Voodoo Donut was only in Oregon, or not only, but it was like a few locations. Shout out to Voodoo Donut. But what's it called? What's up, guys? I'm headed to go to the lady to help her make some content for her business. She almost was gonna cancel because I guess she was saying she's not ready, but I mean, this is already, we rescheduled this already, so like I want to just get it done and see what, you know, what our studio looks like and what's what, so we can plan. Even if we don't shoot content today, we need to get some planning done. So I'm glad that I'm going. Oh shit, I need to get in this lane. I'm glad that I'm going, and I just hope that it's productive, even though she sounded like, oh, I'm not sure. I hope it's still productive. I really do. And I just feel like, personally, I feel like the devil is trying to cast doubts somewhere within the plan, because the first time that we were supposed to meet up, my car all of a sudden stopped running. Mind you, I have a Honda. My car is pretty reliable. I have had thank you Jesus, but I've had very limited issues with this car. Even maintenance, like everything's been pretty easy with this car. So all of a sudden the car don't work. Had the car since 2019. This is the first time it ever didn't work, ever. Then the next weekend after that was the freeze, so the weather, even though it didn't actually freeze. And then after that, it was the this weekend, which she was gonna cancel because she felt like her studio wasn't up to par. Girl, we don't have time for the devil to play with us, and don't let him play with us, period. So yeah, I'm headed over to see her and see what's what, and we gonna get this stuff done, and we're gonna have a successful meeting. Hey guys, so I know I look a mess, and that's okay. My ancestry DNA is back, and I want to read it, and I don't want to wait to go get dressed or anything, so I'm gonna open it up. It says results are ready. What do I do? What do I press? Oh my gosh. It says 20 different regions. It's West Africa, Central Africa, Western Europe, Celtic and Gallic, England, Jewish, Iberian Peninsula, Indigenous Americas, Nordic. Okay, let's go through this. So it says 23%, girl, where did you get 23 from? 20% Nigeria, 19% Benin and Togo, 9% Ivory Coast and Ghana, 9% Senegal, 3% Yorubaland, 2% Nigerian Woodlands, 1% Mali. Y'all, look at this. 14% Cameroon. I had a student in my class last year that was from Cameroon. Period. That's my little cousin. Western Bantu peoples, 9%. This is where the percentages get really small. Western Europe, France, 2%. The Netherlands, 2%. Brittany, France, 1%. Connacht, Ireland, 1%. Northern Wales and Northern West England, 1%. East Midlands in England, 1%. Southeastern England and Northwestern Europe, 1%. Ashkenazi Jews in Central and Southeastern Europe, 2%. Spain, 1%. Canada and United States, 1%. And Iceland, 1%. 1% United States. Where are we from? This is crazy. It's saying that I may be connected to one or more of these groups. Isan, Ibibio, Idoma, Igbo, Mumwe, Yoruba. So we Nigerian for real? And Cameroonian? Is that what they trying to tell me? It says most of our Nigeria region is tropical with distinct wet and dry seasons. Baby, this is the exact reason why I'm not made for the cold. This is where I'm supposed to be, in the warmth, okay? Please stop playing with me. I don't belong in this cold town. I'm saying it like Houston is a cold town. It's just cold right now, y'all. This is so crazy to me. It says you share DNA with at least one person in our reference panel who comes from a group below. You may be connected to one or more. It's saying, I don't know if this is Asia or Aha, but Asia, you, Fawn, Jen, Gun, Tori, Wasi, Wimi, and Yoruba. Okay, so we definitely Yoruba because the Yoruba keeps popping up. It says your DNA suggests you don't have dimples. I don't have dimples. It's basically saying that they think one of my parents is heavier on the Benin and Togo side, and then they think one of my parents is heavier on the Nigerian side. So now I'm gonna buy kits for my parents because I need to know which one of y'all is which one of y'all, period. I'm gonna guess my dad is the Nigerian side and my mom is the Benin and Togo side. Ooh, but then there's Cameroon. So who's got the Cameroon? My daddy. I'm gonna say Nigeria and Cameroon coming from my daddy. Benin and Togo come from my mama. I'm literally just guessing, y'all. I don't know what any of these people look like.